Have you ever thought about which harmful people you should steer clear of to protect your inner calm and emotional stability? Some people can have a negative impact on your thoughts and feelings, making it harder for you to find happiness and personal satisfaction. In this video, with the help of this Zen story and the ancient teachings of Buddhism, we'll explore 7 types of individuals you should avoid having in your life. But before we dive in, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay up to date with our latest content. In a remote Buddhist monastery nestled among mountains and enveloped by the silence of the forest, the wise Buddhist monk, Masaki, gathered with his disciples to discuss the 7 types of people to steer clear of in accordance with Buddha's teachings. The individuals we'll discuss, the monk began, can poison our minds and spirits, obstructing our journey to enlightenment. Therefore, it's crucial to keep them out of our lives. Knowing the monk's profound wisdom, the disciples stayed silent, ready to heed his valuable words. The first type of person to avoid, Masaki explained, is the dishonest one. Masaki recounted the tale of a merchant named Hiro who came to a village renowned for his expertise in trading and negotiation. However, behind his friendly demeanor lurked a deceitful nature. Hiro would deceive his customers with faulty goods and false assurances. Initially charming them with his eloquence, he would then sell them subpar and defective products. One day, Masaki continued, an honest farmer purchased an ox from Hiro for plowing fields. When the ox turned out to be sickly and feeble, the farmer realized he had been tricked. Upon discovering the truth, the farmer took matters into his own hands and confronted Hiro. Ultimately, the dishonesty of Hiro led to ruin for both of them. The disciples nodded in comprehension, acknowledging the significance of truth and integrity in human connections. Dishonesty, Masaki concluded, not only corrupts those who practice it, but also erodes the bedrock of trust and mutual respect. Avoiding association with dishonest individuals is vital for preserving our integrity and spiritual well-being. Masaki, observing his disciples closely, proceeded to discuss the second type of person to avoid, the cunning one. To elucidate his point, he illustrated with the example of a shrewd politician. Picture this: Masaki began with solemnity, a politician named Akira, renowned for his eloquence and ability to sway the masses. Akira was seen as a champion of community loyalty, but beneath his facade of altruism lurked boundless ambition and a dearth of moral integrity. He wielded his persuasive rhetoric to manipulate public opinion and garner support for projects that would serve his personal interests, disregarding the genuine needs of the community. Masaki paused, allowing his disciples to ponder the example of the cunning politician. Then, he continued, one day, Akira proposed an economic development scheme that involved exploiting valuable natural resources, completely disregarding the catastrophic environmental consequences. Despite being fully aware of the harm it would cause, Akira pushed forward with his plan for his own gain, at the expense of the greater good. The disciples listened intently, their unease growing as they recognized the peril of political deceit for the welfare of the populace. The cunning politician, Masaki concluded emphatically, may present himself as a charismatic and resolute leader, but his lack of ethics and self-centered pursuit of power pose a threat to societal stability and harmony. Steering clear of involvement with manipulative individuals in the political arena, he added, is crucial for upholding justice and equity in our society. The third kind of person you should keep away from, Masaki stated firmly, is the short-tempered one. Imagine, Masaki continued, a warrior feared throughout the kingdom for his strength and prowess in battle. Yet, behind his facade of power and renown lay a soul troubled by rage. Unchecked anger can yield grave consequences for both its bearer and its recipients. This warrior, Masaki elaborated, was infamous for his violent and erratic fits of anger, often resulting in dire outcomes for those in his vicinity. One fateful day, amid a border dispute, the warrior, consumed by fury, launched a rash attack that resulted in the deaths of many innocents. Despite his martial prowess, his inability to rein in his anger led to his downfall and a loss of respect from his own people. The quick-tempered individual, Masaki concluded resolutely, may appear formidable and intimidating, but their lack of control over their fury renders them a threat to the peace and harmony of the community. With a calm and reassuring tone, he embarked on a new narrative dedicated to those who shun confrontation out of fear rather than confronting it. Long ago in this very village lived a young farmer named Kenji, the monk began. Despite his considerable intelligence and extensive knowledge of farming, Kenji grappled with a lack of self-assurance and an overpowering fear of failure. Masaki continued, explaining how the young farmer habitually shied away from challenges and opportunities, opting for the safety of his comfort zone rather than risking potential failure. His fear of anything new held him captive, stifling his personal growth and advancement in life. One day, Masaki narrated, a golden opportunity presented itself to Kenji, fertile, uncharted land that could elevate his modest farm into a thriving enterprise. However, instead of confronting the challenge with bravery, Kenji succumbed to his fears, relinquishing the chance to fulfill his dreams and provide his children with a life free from poverty. The coward, Masaki concluded, may appear cautious and prudent, but their lack of courage deprives them of countless opportunities for development and fulfillment. Steering clear of those dominated by fear allows us to pursue our aspirations more effectively. The greedy, Masaki shifted his focus, are another type of individual to beware of. Greed, he imparted sagely, acts as an insatiable void that consumes genuine happiness. Excessive attachment to material wealth distances one from inner tranquility and genuine joy. Masaki continued to elucidate the dangers of greed and stressed the importance of avoiding greedy individuals. Once upon a time, he recounted, there lived a wealthy merchant named Rio, whose sole pursuit in life was amassing riches. Despite his vast possessions, Rio remained perpetually unsatisfied, always craving more. Ultimately, his relentless pursuit of wealth led to his downfall, resulting in the loss of everything, including his inner peace. Imagine, Masaki began, a nobleman named Noru, esteemed and revered within his community. Yet, behind his facade of respectability, Noru harbored a dark side to his character. Noru, Masaki continued, was infamous for his dishonorable and reprehensible deeds, which brought disgrace upon himself and his family. He flouted societal moral norms and laws, driven solely by his selfish desires. Masaki paused briefly, allowing his disciples to contemplate the significance of respect and integrity. One day, Masaki resumed, Noru betrayed the trust of those around him, resorting to cowardly and treacherous means to achieve his ends. His actions tarnished the honor of his family and community, severing long-standing bonds of trust and respect. The dishonorable, Masaki concluded firmly, may appear formidable and influential, but their lack of moral integrity poses a threat to the stability and dignity of the community. Turning to his disciples, Masaki delved into the seventh type of person to avoid, the ignorant. He elucidated the dangers of lacking knowledge and awareness, characteristic of this type of individual. I once knew an individual, Masaki recounted, who, despite possessing a kind heart, lacked the opportunity to cultivate intellectual growth. Haruki, as he was known, lived in ignorance, unable to comprehend the complexities of the world around him. Gradually, his uninformed choices led to loss and suffering as he fell prey to manipulation by unscrupulous individuals who exploited his naivety. The ignorant, Masaki continued, may seem innocuous, but their lack of awareness renders them vulnerable and susceptible to influence. Hence, it's imperative to keep the ignorant at arm's length to safeguard our mental and spiritual integrity. Always bear in mind, the venerable monk concluded in a tranquil tone, that the quest for inner peace and spiritual fulfillment entails not only the pursuit of wisdom, but also an awareness of the perils that surround us. Steering clear of individuals like those we've discussed empowers us to shield ourselves, maintain our mental equilibrium, and foster our spiritual and personal development.